What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Tank, and today I decided to do a special update video for you guys just to let you know what's going on and where I'm at currently. So sit back, relax, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. As I just stated, today is a special video. I was looking at the calendar and I realized I'm 4 months away from my annual date where I first started my fitness journey. I started this maybe a year and some change ago, so I'm in my second year. My full second year will be August 31st of 2024. I started this August 31st, 2022. Now, I'm 4 months away. I've been on a cut. I've been working consistently. And I kind of want to just update you guys on a couple of things. First and foremost is, what is it that I'm doing? Well, what I do is body recomp, right? Instead of doing tons of cardio, I lift weights and do a little bit of cardio. 9 times out of 10 people do cardio first and then they're trying to put on muscle mass. I did that before. I ended up putting my weight back on, so I decided to do the recomp way. The recomp way is rewarding and disappointing at the same time, and I'll give you an example why. When you're just doing cardio just to lose fat and lose weight, right? You could go 6 weeks and lose 80 pounds drastically, right? And you step on the scale and the scale reflect that and you're like, heck yes, this is working. When you're doing the body recomp or body recomposition, you end up holding your weight. That's why it's such a rewarding and defeating thing, because you'll go months on end, hardcore diet, hardcore training, and right before you get serious, you'll say, you know what, I'm gonna step on the scale. You step on the scale and the scale says 280, and you go 4 weeks hard, extremely hard, and you step back on the scale and it says 280. Immediately you just think, is this working? Am I doing the right thing? I gotta change it up, and you start playing that mental game, right? The thing is about a scale is the scale does its job perfectly. It checks your weight. The scale does not tell you if you're 280 pounds of muscle or 280 pounds of fat. That's why it's important to get a in-body scan to know your body fat percentage and your muscle mass percentage. That has happened to me a lot, actually, where I'm like, I'm still at 275 pounds, what's going on? I did a body scan, well, I ended up putting on 6 pounds of muscle. So the body recomp thing is such a slow grind process. It's totally different from what you see on social media and everything like that, right? So that is what I do. That is what I do the most. As you guys know, I am on a cut. If you go back to my other videos that I've uploaded on the channel, I actually talk about being on a cut and the cutting phase. I eat around 1,900 calories on my on days. That's right, I said on days. I'll explain that here in a moment. But I eat about 1,900 calories on my on days, and then I eat maintenance on my off days. But the diet's real simple, right? High protein breakfast, high protein lunch, high protein dinner. I'm on the side of the calorie deficit where it's more of watching your calories versus watching what you eat. And I'll give you an example, because that takes a lot of discipline. Don't get me wrong, that takes a lot of discipline. If you are going to eat potato chips, right, and you know you have 1,900 calories for the day, maybe a small fun-sized bag of potato chips is 150 calories, right? Well, if you're eating 2 bags of those, you're already at 300 calories for the day. Now, 300 minus from the 1,900, right? You have that left to play with. And that's only if you can be disciplined. that is the only thing. It's only if you can be disciplined. If you can't be disciplined and know, okay, I can only eat 4 Oreos, which is tough, don't watch what you eat. But if you can be disciplined enough to say, no more, eat my 6, that's it. You can do that. So that's where I sit on the side of my calorie deficit and on this cut. On my on days, I'm very strict. On my off days, I'm not. So at the time of this video, compared to what I was back in, I want to say February. February, I was hovering around 280 to the 275 range. I just weighed myself 10 minutes ago before I jumped on the video, and right now I am 267 pounds. So I am doing good. It was a fight to get that number. It's a fight to get those numbers, but I gotta make sure I'm eating enough protein, which I eat about around 150 to 200 grams of protein, give or take the day. And I make sure I'm in my calorie deficit on my on days. I'll explain my off days here in a second. Talk about my workout. And something a lot of people don't speak about is deloading. Deloading. It's a great topic to look into if you're on your fitness journey. But let me just start off with my workouts. My workouts are just pretty simple, right? And do workouts that work best for you. But I do the push-pull leg split. Now, my workout's a little different. I have 2 push days, 2 pull days, and 2 leg days, right? Legs don't really change that much. You know, I don't do like a glute focus workout or just a hamstring focus workout. I just do the whole shaboing boing when it comes to my legs. I have 2 pull days, 2 push days. That way, 1 pull day is strictly cable work, just strictly cables, you know, like your lat pull downs, your reverse lat pull downs, your seated rows. And then I have a second pull day, or pull day 2, where it is all free weights, just like my push days. Push day 1 is all free weights, so flat bench, incline, decline, dumbbells. Push day 2 is bench machines, incline, decline, and then cable, like for your cable lateral raises and cable tricep extensions and cable tricep push downs. Now, here's where my workout, because a lot of people follow that split, and I don't do like a Monday chest day thing. I don't do any of that. Here's where mine is different. I do a leg day first, then I do a pull day second, and then I end the day, or that week, so to speak, with a push day. And here's why, is on my push days, I really tank my shoulders. I really tank my chest and my shoulders the most. By the time my back day rolls around, my shoulders are so sore that when it comes down to doing my pull downs or pull-ups, my shoulders are just gassed. So I just kind of swap the two. Another thing that I do with my push days and pull days is I decide which muscle group I'm going to start off with. So like my last 2 push days, they've been tricep focused. So I hammer the triceps first, then I move up to shoulders, and then I save chest for last. That's how it works out for me. I like to switch it up a little bit. You know, I think Arnold Schwarzenegger said, you know, a little bit of muscle confusion, you know, to trick the muscles or whatever. It just makes the workout feel a little bit different. Yeah, you're doing the same movements, but doing them in a different order really sets off the whole procedure of working out at the gym, or just your gym session, right? You don't want to go in there with a boring gym session. Now, deloading. What is deloading? A lot of people don't talk about deloading because it's not something fancy, I believe. I just don't see a lot of people talking about that. But the way I'd use deloading is like this. 1 week is extremely heavy, right? And then the second week, what I do is I do lower weight, higher volume. So for an example, because it gives your nervous system and your joints a break. There's too many people that go to the gym that will say, oh man, my elbows and shoulders are killing me. And they load up like 285 on the bench and they just, right? You end up hurting yourself. So what I do on a deloading week is I'll put 135 on the bench and people will look at you like, this guy new here? But I would do 135 for 30 reps for 3 sets. Beautiful. You still get a beautiful pump. Like last week was a deloading week and I felt phenomenal. Like just felt really, really great. So one week I'll go heavy, and it's really about listening to your body and being in tune to what your body is telling you if you listen. So deloading absolutely helps to stay consistent in the gym, but it doesn't allow you to feel so burned out, because let's be honest, you don't feel like lifting heavy weight all the time you go to the gym. It's, as someone told me, a fast horse can only run so fast. Talk about rest days. I know a lot of people don't like taking rest days. Social media have you believe that you need to be cracked out on 450 milligrams of caffeine and crush your body at the gym 7 days a week. Again, as I just said, a fast horse can only run fast for so long. So you need a rest day. And that is why when I was talking about my diet, I said my on days and off days. Rest days are my off days. Rest days consist of only three things. Number one, hydration. Electrolytes and water. You gotta stay hydrated. Trust me, you'll feel more loose and limber when you're hydrated. I can tell a big difference when I am hydrated and when I'm close to being dehydrated. Big difference, huge performance changer in the gym. So rest days, make sure you catch up on your water, make sure you catch up on your electrolytes, make sure you're drinking enough. Number two, on rest days, that's very, very important for me, is calories. I eat my maintenance calories on my rest day. I have to allow, you have to allow, we all have to allow our bodies to recover. The last thing you want to happen in the gym is you go to the gym and the gym starts to feel like some sort of back-breaking construction job that you work for 12 hours. You have to make sure you're eating your calories, your maintenance calories, on your rest day. Now that's just my preferred take because it helps me recover. So when I go back into the gym and I have a heavy week, I know I'm going to tank everything down. Like I'm just going to go crazy. So when I don't eat my maintenance calories and I'm thinking about, oh, tonight's going to be, I don't know if I'm going to do cardio tonight or do back. But when I think about back and I think about loading up 143 pounds on the lat pull down machine, you know, I'm not sitting there like, oh, that's gonna hurt. I'm really excited. So eating maintenance definitely helps when it comes to your rest days. And number three for rest days, which is very, very important, sleep. Get anywhere between 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And I know what a lot of you are saying, like, how do you go from cracked out to pre-workout, to getting home, to getting in the shower, laying in your bed, and the next thing you know, your heart's thumping at 1,000,000 miles a minute. I gotta be honest, I'm not the best when it comes to sleeping, but with the help of my friend Tony over there, or as most people call it, melatonin, I'm able to go to sleep at a decent time and wake up at a good time in the morning. So sleep is essential. If you follow Dr. Mike on Renaissance periodization, he talks about resting and he talks about rest days and recovery days. Check him out. That's where I get a lot of my information from him. That's where I get a lot of my information. Anyway, so that's the three things I focus on rest days, right? How often do I take a rest day? I take a rest day every 7 days. So I take, no, it's like this. 7 days of working hard, a rest day. 7 days of working hard, 2 rest days. Now, Easter was just this past weekend, and I took a little extra rest days because I wanted to recover and I had some work to get done too. So we're jumping back into the gym program tonight. So it's going to be a couple of days before I get a rest day. But again, that deloading week that's going to be coming up shortly is going to help me stay consistent. So hope you guys enjoyed that little update video of what's going on in the world of tank. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I'm actually wearing a shirt that I could not wear a year ago, and that is testament to this thing works. Now, there's a little caveat here for me, is sometimes you can get analysis paralysis, where you hear so much different things and you feel stuck because you don't know which one's the right information. What I had to do with also with not me uploading as much, what I had to do is I had to cut through a lot of the filth and get down to the brass tacks, right? I had to get down to the meat and potatoes. That's why I mentioned Dr. Mike, because his content is actually based on scientific studies, because he's a personal trainer. So if you haven't followed him and you're a new person trying to follow someone that knows what they're talking about in the gym, Dr. Mike all the way. He's great. I love his content, and he's very, very funny. He does a really awesome Vegeta impersonation. Unbelievable. Anyway, then something just snapped. Something inside of me. Anyway, so I said all that to say is, number one, primarily, thank you guys for following me. I am a gentleman, and I'm sure a lot of my friends out there know that we all suffer from self-esteem issues, and so sometimes it's hard to upload videos because I'm like, nobody wants to watch me. But at the end of the day, I'm not here for the likes. I'm not here to be anyone famous. The gym is my life. The gym is the defense to keep me from being overweight again. I have gotten down to, the reason why I called the video Road to 195 is because I had gotten down to 195 pounds, but I was running 5 miles a day. Once I stopped, I blew back up, and it was like an overnight thing where I said to myself, what the hell happened to me? So I started back. I started back consistently, way before Tank was a thing, way before Instagram was a thing. If you go back to my Instagram and my YouTube, all of this was just made recently. So I locked in the level of commitment, and I want to say thank you for you guys' support so far. I remember when I first got my first subscriber, I was like ready to pop bottles. I was ready to do that Kanye song, Gentlemen in Paris. And then I looked up the other day and I'm up to like 23. So again, thank you guys so much for your support. But here's the main thing I want to drive is, when it comes to this fitness stuff, outside of the social media glamour, outside of these companies egging you on to buy their best product on the market right now that no one else has, with their secret pump, creatine, protein recovery, beast, gorilla, dragon breath mode formula, do what works for you. Do what works for you. Eat a diet that works for you. Eat a diet where it's sustainable for you. Because if this is going to be your lifestyle, right, it has to make sense. Like, hands down, it has to make sense. It doesn't make sense waking up and eating a freaking bowl of ice cubes and water, saying, oh, this is my cut, and then fasting till 10:30 a.m., fasting to 10:30 p.m. with a 4-minute window, and you gotta pack 2,000 calories in that 4 minutes and stop it. Do what works for you. If a vegetarian diet is more your speed and your body feels so much fuller on that, do that. If a carnivore diet is more of your speed and your body feels excellent on it, do that. If you have enough discipline to say, hey, I can eat the potato chips every once in a while, but I'm only going to eat the 14 chips, or actually weigh my chips out to make sure I'm not overeating, do that. But at the end of the day, do what works for you. Don't allow any of these big people, gurus, tell you that this does not work. Do this instead. I think that's why I don't agree with them all the time. But that's what I like about Sam. Sam does what works for Sam, right? You can't go out here replicating what Sam is doing. You have to do what works for you. I'm part of several different groups and communities online, and I see the same question over and over. People say, well, Sam does this. Baby, that's Sam. Do what works for Steve. Do what works for Bob. Do what works for Tank. Do what works for you. So that's my little motivational piece. Again, I want to say thank you guys for walking with me. Thank you guys for following me along. There's a couple of people that I do want to continue to see grow. I don't have your name. I don't have your name, but I'm going to shout out my boy because he's on a journey as well. So if you see this, subscribe to this channel as well. His name is Accountable. He's on a weight loss journey as well. There's someone else, bro. I don't even know your name. I'm goofing right now. But anyway, there's some people I'll probably shout out later on down the road. Give them a follow. Also, follow me on my Instagram and TikTok. I post more consistently on Instagram than TikTok, but the name is still the same. The name is still the same. Tank the number 2, the stage. Find me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, and then obviously subscribe, like, and share on here. The next update video, I'm so excited, is going to be August 31st. And we'll see where we're at. I'm 267 right now, so August is 4 months away. I'm going to keep the cut going, keep the cut consistent, and after the cut, I'm going to eat maintenance a little bit, and I don't know if I'm going to go back on a cut or go in bulk, but we shall see. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you have a fantastic week. Remember, go lift something heavy, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Look at